This is part 2 of the sketchbook tour. If you have not seen part 1 and you would like to, I'll leave a link in the description, or you can click the eye in the corner. If you don't want to see part 1, then a couple of things you should know. This is the Canson Mixed Media Sketchbook. I use mostly watercolor, India ink, Ecoline, and normal ink. I definitely think that this second half is my favorite half. This page right here is watercolors, and I think that this was the start of this more cartoony style that I have been using to paint backgrounds. People are kind of my go-to thing to draw, and I wanted to start focusing on doing backgrounds and environments and not just doing people or creating characters. These are just a couple of happy clouds and a rickety kite. I've been doing small pieces every day and posting them on social media to start trying to get faster at drawing and painting, even if it's just tiny little bits. These are my July favorites, and this is a very recent speed paint, and you can go check it out. Just click the eye in the corner. And yes, that dress has pockets and it's amazing. Now this page has a lot of different things, some of them including this weird flower lady that I really like, and this pointy bush that is strange, but I kinda dig it. This page is just me mixing things and trying out some colors, and not all pages have to be pretty or have cute things on them. This is my fun color sketchbook, but I do have a couple of other more messier, loose sketchbooks where things aren't as pretty, where I haven't put as much time into them as I have things that are in this sketchbook. I'm really bad at drawing hands, so I have been trying to improve by making a conscious effort to draw hands a lot on both people and by themselves. And a way to do that without it getting really frustrating is to just mix that with something that I really like to do, which is just play with colors. So that's like a good tip if you are ever frustrated or don't want to do something because you think it's boring, is just mix it with something that you really like to do. This is my cat. I don't draw her often, but I thought it would be nice to try and develop her character in my style. Okay, so this is concept art for a story that I'm working on right now. I'm going to do the entire thing. I'm going to write the story and illustrate it and all that stuff, and I'm really excited about it. I'm also very proud of this lady right here. She doesn't have a name yet, but I'm really proud of her because usually my anatomy and my poses and my characters seem to be very stiff, and she doesn't look stiff to me at least. So I'm very proud of getting some fluid and dynamic thing going on. I also love her hair. These two, and I think all of the things that I have shown, have been watercolor and Ecoline, but mostly Ecoline. This right here is just some more concept art for that character. Drawing flowers for me is like doing those adult coloring books. It's just so relaxing and de-stressing, and I don't really have to think about it or worry if it's perfect or not. and I really enjoy doing these kind of flowery pattern things. This right here is some more concept art for that same story that I'm working on, and this is another character in the story, and I love how her head turned out here, and I'm just very excited to just start working on it, for like really start working on it. And before I can start drawing anything, I still have to finish writing the story and all that stuff. If you'd like to read some of my previous stuff, you can follow me on WordPress, which is where I post most of my writing things. I've been trying to do smaller pieces in the same page. I wanted to try doing illustrations that look like they were part of the same story, and using the same palette is crucial to do that. And right here, this is actually leftover paint water from previous drawings in India ink, which is fantastic. These two are probably my favorite in the entire thing. I mean, I think I've been saying that about all the things that I see, but I do think that the latter half of the sketchbook is definitely my favorite half. Oh boy, okay. This is a failed drawing. Maybe not failed, this is an abandoned drawing, I think I should say. I started it and then I didn't feel like finishing, but I did do the detailing for the coral, and that's something that I like. This was just some doodling. I had, again, some leftover paint water and some leftover India ink, and I thought I would do something, and leaves are kind of just the easiest thing to do. Okay, so I have a thing with personifying sun and moon, and this right here is my version of sun from, I think it was January, and I think that in a broader sense he's also part of the story that I'm working on, and I will be using him to, I'll be like redoing him, but I'll be using this as a base design for the story. Okay, this is another failed. I mean, you have your good drawings and you have your bad drawings, and this just happened to be a bad drawing. And I have no idea what I was thinking. I do like that sphere thing, and the ghost is cute. This is Moon. She's companion to the sun character that we just saw, and I think it's really, really cool that every time I look at her, I made her sleeves like a moon shape, and that was really cool. Also, her kimono thing was the first kind of galaxy thing. It was what started the entire whole galaxy obsession that I've been going on. And I think this is watercolor pencils and gouache. Yeah, probably. And oh my god, this is the last page of the sketchbook. We did it. Well, I did it, actually. Again, I was trying to create a set of illustrations that looked like they all came from the same story and they all shared a common palette. I think this palette is really cute. It was fun to make, It was fun to explore this kind of cartoonish style and adding texture with the line art. And not lining in black, but start lining with colors. And I experimented with lining with blue earlier, and this was my experiment of trying lining with this kind of red that I guess you would call it magenta, because it looks red when it's pure, but when you dilute it, it turns into this magenta color. In my previous video, I mentioned that I had gotten a new sketchbook after this one and that I hated it, and I still do hate it, but I have fixed that problem by getting new sketchbooks, plural. I went a little crazy on my art supply store, and I bought 3 new sketchbooks, and oh my god, 3 is a lot. But yeah, this was my sketchbook. This was the last 6 months of my life in visual form, I guess you could say. Subscribe if you'd like to see things like this in the future, or maybe not things like this, or speed paints like my galaxy lady. Follow me on Instagram for daily updates and daily doodly things, and I will see you next time.